cheeks clap. 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 Make the cheeks clap. 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 Make the cheeks clap. 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 Make the cheeks clap.
Hello, race fans. Dresden here. Welcome to Monday night with the CCRL Circus. We're heading to Spain this evening for round 8 of 10. This first season's almost over, and it's been pretty entertaining most of the time. I'm joined in the commentary box by Trackside. How you doing tonight, bud?
Hey, Dresden, it is a good night tonight. We are visiting the sunny east coast of Spain, and should be a great race. We're sprint format tonight, so we got one shot quali, an 11 lap sprint, and then a 33 lap Grand Prix. So I'm excited.
Hey, Spain's a fun track. Very difficult to get the passing done here. Usually only happening if you're well ahead into turn one. So a challenge for drivers on grid. And speaking of drivers on grid, a bunch of new names tonight. Let's see. Funky Hell, fun. Sasquatch Mo is new. Tarzan also making his debut. And we have the verified, as we were mentioning before the stream, the verified and actual Max Verstappen for sure in an Alfa Romeo.
Yep, we have
The
fact
Dutch
checked
Verstappen.
that, and yep, that is Dutch Verstappen is who you'll want to keep an eye on. That's Max himself, so keep an eye out,
Oh
folks.
man, and there's the couple more new names there. Sandman,
I think it's yes,
and or no,
just
Sad Man,
sad, yeah.
Sad Man, Sad Man, and Daft Punk coming off of tour to come play video games with us. A lot of famous people on the grid this evening. It looks
Hey, I'm
like.
excited.
Yeah, so man, that's really neat to see. And you know what? I'm glad that the new blood is coming in. I cannot wait for the pro tier grid to kind of finish solidifying, right? Having a 10 round like starter season for pro tier to start to gel, but I cannot wait until it feels like the elite tier grid where you feel pretty set. The same everybody shows up the same every week, and you really just start to dig into these stories. Last week in Silverstone, we were treated to a lot of interesting stories. I thought the Silverstone was not a snooze fest at all. It was action packed.
Yep, we saw some of the pro tier guys getting it in, mixing it up with some of the elite tier guys. Um, One name that really pops out is, well, two really. RDR Hayden setting some crazy pace last week, and then Merkest getting that final lap pass in on Pontiac Bandit, one of our elite guys. So a couple of guys to keep your eye on going through the rest of this pro tier season and into next.
Yeah, Marquez is quick and was pretty consistent in Silverstone. Watch out there. There was a pretty fun set of moments at the end between SP and Shashir, with Shashir just full send down the inside of Stowe, 2 laps in a row to fend off a surging SP there at the end. A really fun on track racing. And just some cool matchups. So very interested to see. Now that Hayden's pace in at least in Silverstone, we're waiting to see how he looks here in Barcelona. But very very NLC esque, right? Just kind of miles ahead of the field a little bit. So um, man, we're watching to see where he slots in tonight, I think.
Yep, yeah, it'll be interesting because he definitely had a lot of pace. Um, Looks like we've got our final guys kind of trickling into the lobby here, and we'll get going soon. But for those of you in the chat, we see already quite a few viewers trickling in. Zach Blackburn, George, Pablo. Hey, thanks guys for coming out, and definitely keep rooting on. I see Go George, so we got some George Mazda guy fans out there. So
Hey, I love that. I love the fans keep continue to join, and it's exciting to see like the drivers getting support every week. I go back and when I do the rewatch, and I see the comments come rolling in, and it's a lot of fun. And remember, drivers, look, if you crash, well, we want to know why. Maybe a little hey, this is SP, and or whatever your name is, and just a quick one liner. Try to keep the adrenaline and the anger monitored. you know you don't want to be reporting in such a way where you feel a little regret about it later.
absolutely, yeah. Emotions can run very high, especially when there's
Hmm.
a on track incident. So yeah, good advice from Drez there.
Mm. Yeah, oh man, there's so many new names tonight. No idea what to expect, and we're only going to get a one-shot qualifying in order to kind of suss that pace out. We're going to we'll probably learn more about what these new drivers are capable of in that sprint.
Yep. So we got the countdown here, 10 seconds, and then we will be heading into that one shot quali. You got any predictions, Drez, on where some of these guys are going to end up?
Hayden. Hayden, I mean, what we saw in Silverstone was impressive. He's gonna be at the top of the grid.
Yep,
That's the only.
Silverstone's a hard track because I feel like it's run so often that could have been a specialist track for him. But tonight will be a good preview of his full skill set, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Barcelona is a tough one, man. What do you think skill curve wise here? I know. Let me think.
So
It's got to be.
I think this one is going away this year, but I would say the 14-15 complex.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean it's the long straight afterwards. You better get it right. For
Or
me it's
seven,
like
eight.
turn yeah,
Yeah.
7, 8. It's so slippery. 7 and 8. It's like I always just the back end you just feel it desperate to hold on when you come through 7 and 8. But turn 9 for me has got to be that blind uphill right-hander that you have to nail. It's high speed. The entry's high speed, and if you dare shave off a little bit too much. Oh, we're in one-shot qualifying now. Let's take a look. Watch the left-hand side of your screen. The order of the names is the order that they are in, looking down the straight like Sadman and Comacopa very quick. But immediately through turn 1, R. Hayden into the lead, followed by Comacopa. Tarzan jumps up into second place now. Let's find out as we're heading down into turn 4. The wide
Lots of jockeying
right-hander.
between Hayden and Rujoff through here.
Oh, Rujoff giving Hayden a run for his money at least halfway through the lap. That's good to see. Tarzan up there. Comacopa looking very fast this week as well. He's into third. Natural and Tragic Magic are heading up the midfield at the moment. Look at this. Tarzan down into fourth as Rujoff, Comacopa, and the Natural take over the podium places here in qualifying.
And I think Hayden's been called out for track limits. He's all the way down in 13th now.
Too fast. He's too fast. That's what happened. So Rujoff will take pole, and that's pretty punishing because it's very difficult to pass here. And so the one-shot qualifying having a huge deal. Here we come across the start-finish line. Looks like Rujoff going to take pole. Comacopa, oh man, over a second behind Rujoff's pace. In second place, Rujoff putting in a monster qualifying lap.
Wow. Yeah, that a second up here in Spain is quite a bit, Drez.
Monster. They very much a monster lap. So Rujoff looking, man, head and shoulders above his competition. Hayden, yep, you're right, disqualified into fourth place alongside Sasquatch, who was also disqualified. A pretty big spread in the in the times rolling in. It is tough to nail it. One-shot qualifying only gives us just the tease of information we get from a full qualifying session, doesn't it?
Yeah, we get a small sample of the driver's skill set and not any kind of preview into what kind of practice time they've had this week. So it can't be a true identifier of pace, but generally it's a decent thermometer of what the race is going to look like. But tonight we have a sprint race, so things could change significantly throughout these following sessions.
So look, Hayden's pace was so explosive in Silverstone. I'm still not counting him out for a podium, even in a very difficult to pass Barcelona.
Agreed.
But he will.
Oh, I was just going to say, it looks like we could have changing conditions during this sprint race. It's awfully cloudy here, so we'll see if that comes into play at all too.
I want the rain to hold on until the full until the 50%er, but
Yeah.
oh, it'd be fun. It'd be fun to get the weather
You
changed
should have
over.
told me I did my rain dance before we went live. So if I'd have known,
I can see it. I can see it with like the war paint and everything. So we're in the formation lap now. Rujoff takes pole. Komakopa lines up alongside him. They're followed by both are those Ferraris? Yeah. By both Ferraris, the Natural and Tarzan 787 new to the grid. They both ahead of Shashir, who's on the third row alongside Sadman. Mazda Guy, fourth row with Tragic Magic, Funky Hell, and Rhino take up the fifth row. Merkest seems way out of place, doesn't he?
yeah, a little far back based on pace that we saw last week from Marquez. So I would look to see him heading up the field.
Yeah, Merkest, work to do. You'd think he's a little bit faster than Daft Punk and Sasquatch. They're both new. And then we're looking at Hayden, Bongit, and Abdul also feeling a little bit far back. Hayden has race-winning pace. Bongit's got podium pace, and Abdul should be at the top of the midfield. A lot of racers with work to do, and it's important too, because where you finish in this sprint race determines the starting order for the 50%.
Yep, that's right, Drez. We've got 11 laps to see where everyone will start for the Grand Prix. We do have a special fan watching us tonight, Dresden. Her name is Colleen, and she is Komakopa's daughter, and she is turning 13 today. So happy birthday to Colleen, and thank you for watching.
Happy birthday, and let's go, your dad. Komakopa's steady fans make me want to root for Komakopa. I said that last week, but it's just fun. It's fun, and your dad's doing a great job.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Here on lap 11 of the race about to begin. It's man, we're only 3 races left in season 1, and Barcelona promises to be a good one. Fireworks on order. A lot of people out of place. I'm on board with Tarzan. Here we go. It's 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Very quick lights out and off the line. Amazingly fast is Rujov, but Shashir has an even better start. He's up into third, immediately passing both Ferraris as we head into turn 1. We're pretty spread out. Oh, there's a spinning Red Bull taking out a different Red Bull as 3 people are off the track. In the back there, looks like Mazda Guy and collecting Rhino, and Tragic Magic having a bit of tragedy in turn 1.
That was a rocky start. Komakopa already down 1 position. Shashir is on the move.
Cheshire is on the move. He's man, just head and shoulders above the rest. Let's look at the position changes. Shashir, very good start, but the best start of all. Look at Abdul, up 9 in the chaos and melee of turn 1, and Merkest getting a pass on Hayden as we head down into turn 10. That's pretty interesting there. No, Hayden still losing places. Problem for the Alfa Romeo. There's a misting wing on the front of that car.
Yes, there is, and that is going to very significantly hurt his sprint race and Grand Prix.
Yeah, the impacts of that are enormous at the moment. Hayden will need to make a pit stop, and in the sprint race, you don't expect to be in the pits at all. Also into the pits, Merkest. Man, so a couple of names trying to climb back through the field, unable to do so. Let's head back up to the front as Rujov already outside DRS range. There's our first DNF.
Tarzan, that's going to bring out the safety car. So some of these guys who had to pit lap 1 will get a bit of a reprieve as the field closes up behind the safety car, but that's very unfortunate for Tarzan.
It does appear to be a VSC. I'm waiting for one of the boxes to verify it, but I do not see a yellow full safety car. I need more boxes. Yeah, VSC. There's the marker. So yeah, Hayden and Marquez slightly less work, but man, if Hayden and Marquez can do anything from this point, I'll be impressed. I don't think Hayden's pace was that fast. It's a big mountain to overcome.
That's a very large gap.
Yeah, you were betting that they were hoping for a full safety car, I think. So lap 2, as the VSC is about to come to an end, Rujov just looking really strong, full second ahead of Shashir. Both of those are giving Copa a run for his money, and now down the main straight, Sadman making the moves on the natural, who now is down 2 from his starting position. Oh no! Sadman spinning around turn 2. He took too much of that curb, it looks like, and now will need to recover. Still trying to get his wheels underneath him, down into 8.
Yep, Abdul also climbed up the order there, 11 positions, but he has now a penalty to serve for speeding while under the VSC, so that is going to inhibit any progress he's made.
Was it it's a full drive-through, isn't it?
I believe so. I'm going to look. Yeah, drive-through penalty.
Oh, that's enormous. Just in case anyone not familiar, the drive-through penalty, if you speed while there's a safety car, if you break the speed limit on the safety car, then once the safety car ends, you have to take your car into the pit lane, and you go very slowly through the pit lane and you lose a lot of places. So Abdul up 11 from the back of the grid, ruined by a drive-through.
Yeah, that's probably a 23 or 24 second penalty here in Spain.
Yeah, it's humongous. Man, Marquez, Hayden, Abdul, you thought they were all going to climb back through the field? Not so much. We've got action on grid. George Mazda guy now on the outside of Sandman into turn 1. Sandman braking early. No, I'm sorry, I think it was Funky and Mazda fighting into turn 1, but Mazda ends up with the pass getting done there.
Yep, we also see the natural now within half a second to Copa and hounding that Mercedes.
Man, so yeah, let's go take a look at that. Then the natural looking good this week. Copa gonna have his hands full defending from the Ferrari behind as we head down to turn 10. Other fights on board. Sadman and Funky Hell, they're giving each other a bit of fight, and Hayden is on the back of Bonget already, fighting over 13th position. Rujov looks very strong at the moment, must be said.
Yep, Sandman, they're going through that final chicane. He got a bit of oversteer, and now Funky Hell just right on the back. Oh, actually, no. Funky Hell looks like he may have gotten a little bit loose as well.
Yeah, slipping around that final corner, looks like. So he'll need to line the pass up again. The natural trying to find a way through Copa. So lap 5, we got 6 laps remaining, and it's very, very difficult to pass here. Pretty much you're stuck following all the way around until the final chicane, where you need to be very tucked underneath. It's very much like Silverstone, except really instead of just Stowe, there's only one place where you can to get any real passing.
Yep,
here.
into turn 1.
Into turn 1. Yeah. And you got to be well ahead. If you're only slightly ahead, the guy on the inside line can force you off, staying wheel to wheel, and then around turn 3, it's a long turn. If you're got the outside line, you will, because of the increased following distance, you'll fall behind. You need to be very far ahead, not just alongside. Coming through the final turn, Natural still trying to line Coma, but through that chicane, the skill curve you called, Coma Copa looks a little faster. Natural's going to need to find more pace through that final chicane if he's going to challenge down the start-finish.
Yeah, and the reason I call that a skill turn, it's not so much in qualifying, right? It's in the race. So you really need to be within 2 to 3 tenths of the guy you're following going into turn 14, which is hard to do with the 11, 12, 13 complex before it. So if you can keep that gap coming out of 15, then the DRS is effective enough for you to get that pass in turn 1. But it's very hard to set yourself up for that.
Really is. You've got to be glued to the butt of the car ahead of you. Shashir picks up a penalty. I imagine that's only a 3-second. Yeah. So Shashir 1 penalty, but he's got 5 seconds ahead of the battle we're watching right now between Natural and Coma. Other battles on track. Looks like Mazda Guy is on the back of Sadman. Oh no, Mazda Guy now ahead of Sad. Oh, Sad has had a spin. It looks like around the very slippery 7-8.
Yep, Mazda Guy had a spin as well. He was running in 5th and is now missing a front wing. So some drama going on in the midfield.
Let's go action 9. Marquez, the switchback around 10 on Tragic. He's got an outside line now. Around 12 has the pass done. Unconventional for Marquez. He is quick and got the job done on Tragic.
Yep, so Marquez making positions back, recovered up to 8th now.
Yeah, it looks like Hayden's woes just continue. He's stuck behind. He's 4 seconds behind Bongit and into the pits again.
And he's ghosted.
Oh, that's not good.
So I wonder if he's had a connection issue. Yeah.
There's a lot of pitting lap 7. Tragic pitting, Sad pitting, Hayden pitting. Hayden not getting a wheel, by the way, or not getting a wing, just new softs.
Interesting.
It's a sprint, right? Not a 25%.
This is a sprint, so that strategy is pretty bold.
Okay. See, there's something going on we're not aware of. Man, that seems very strange. Sprint race.
Oh, and we've got a
Gotta be a
Bongit
sprint.
has spun. Looks like in turn 7.
Yeah, the McLaren's a little very separate. Again, it seems like Shashir and Bongit just take turns. You know, you never see the two of them battling each other. It's like one is on the podium and one is like the midfield every week, and they take turns.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like hot potato. Neither one of them want the podium, it seems like.
Let's go action 8. Marquez again. Mazda Guy fighting around turn 3. Man, managing to get the job done around the outside of 3, which is impressive.
Yeah, these are some really great
Marquez,
passes
7th
we've
place.
seen from Marquez.
Yeah, on a very, very difficult to pass track. So nice job there. Coma has now ended the battle between himself and Natural. Looks like Coma fended off the Ferrari and is now 2.4 seconds ahead there. Coma gonna hold on, it looks like, to the 3rd place podium tonight.
So a little bit what we thought as far as pace goes. We see quite a bit of spread starting to take over in this sprint.
Yeah, and Hayden is indeed in an AI vehicle. It looks like he's just very much falling away from Sadman, 8 seconds behind. Is Bongit also? No. And that extra pit stop, just very strange. So, yeah, and I bet you the AIs were doing all that pitting. Something happened lap 7. I think that's what's going on here.
Yep, and if you're a viewer right now watching at home, don't turn away, don't flip the channel just yet. We've got some different tire strategies that will be employed in the race, so this thing's going to get interesting here in just a couple lap time. I have to imagine.
Yeah, and update. I just had an update. Hayden disconnection.
Okay, yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm on board with Coma as ahead. Shashir also appears to be ghosted and very slow here on the penultimate lap. Or no, that's Bong it ahead. Is it? Is that a lapped? Yeah, it is a lapped.
Yeah, it looks like he's
So Bong it must
overtaking
have
Bong.
disconnected as
Yeah.
well.
Well, does
Yeah.
it automatically ghosts for the blue flag? No.
Oh, it does. So Bong it may not have been. Man, Bong must have had a number of issues to get himself lapped. I bet he's not having a fun sprint.
No, that's not something that should happen in an 11 lap race.
No. So it is lap 10 of 11. We are on the penultimate lap. Rujov has led from the beginning after a pretty impressive qualifying and has 5.6 seconds ahead of the entire field. Shashir has been quick in second place. He's 10 seconds ahead of Coma, and Natural trying to mount a late charge. He's back to 1.5. Has been in and around Coma's pace, and then a pretty hefty spread everywhere else. I think the stories of this sprint are Abdul and Marquez having pretty good recovery drives. It looks like.
Yep,
and Hayden's disconnection.
Yeah, and I would say he's probably connected back because he has just set the fastest lap of the race here. So, welcome back, Hayden.
Welcome back. He's gonna. I mean, the 50% race gonna be a challenge, but man, I'll be excited to see what he can do with with the what's the word I'm looking for here. With the handicap that's been dealt to him thus far. Let's go action 4 because Natural is now caught back up. He was 2 seconds behind, but now he's back within DRS range here on the final lap. Maybe the Ferrari can give us some fireworks and ruin a 13-year-old girl's birthday.
Oh no.
Watch out, Coma. Natural is coming for you. He's just behind half a second now. If Coma can defend from the Ferrari, he's going to hold on to the podium. The last few laps are going to tell the story. Here we go. And Marquez back there is on the back of Abdul as well. A couple of battles developing here at the end. Rujov crosses the finish line. He's in first. Shashir is also done. We're on the back of Coma's Natural. No, Coma slips away as Natural gets a bit squirrely around the final turn, and they are going to be as they were, third and fourth. Funky Hell's going to take a quiet but steady 5th place. Abdul grabs 6th, up 10 from his starting position. Oh, and Marquez.
We were following that, yes, and it looked like Marquez was going to get the pass done, but too much power, and I bet battery coming there out of turn 16 to initiate that.
Yeah. Yeah, you love to see it though, right? He's unpunished, but you can tell he was pushing hard for it. Just losing the back end around that final turn, trying to steal some glory from Abdul there. Abdul up 10, pretty nice race from the Mercedes.
Okay, well, we saw some battles there at the end, which kind of makes me hopeful for the Grand Prix here in just a couple minutes.
Yeah, there's always some shakeups with the one-shot qualifying, isn't there?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Is it like you get one lap and you gotta nail it, and if you don't nail or if you just go a little wide, like in Hayden's case, then you end up, it ends up like almost like a mixed sprint and redemption sprint at the same time, So we do end up with a lot of action there. Rujov will take the full 8 points, and Shashir grabs 7. Komakopa does take third, and those are going to be your top 3 starters as we begin the 50% race.
Yep. So we are, folks, if you're watching at home, we're going to take a quick break. If this was live TV, we'd pay the bills with some commercials, but we just have some cool music for you to listen to. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Make the cheeks clap. 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 Clap.
Hello, race fans. Welcome back. It's the formation lap. We're about to start the 50% race after what was, man, a pretty, like, hectic sprint. A lot of things going down. Maybe not what you would have expected. Hayden still in 13th place.
Yeah, and I thought I saw Dutch Verstappen join in here just a second ago, but maybe we won't be treated to the Orange Army tonight. I don't know.
Yeah, we didn't even notice. At least I failed to notice. We made the joke about Max Verstappen being on grid, but then the name we were joking about is not on the grid. So maybe he was like, "Oh crap, they know who I really am."
We outed him. Yeah, it's our fault.
His publicity guy is like, "No, you can't if they know who you are." There was a name, Dutch Verstappen, and we were speculating that it was the real deal. But unfortunately, I guess we're not going to get to see him.
We'll never know.
Tonight.
We'll never know.
Yeah. So, man, Rujov's pace pretty strong. Last week was the first race that he didn't win. Though he did finish ahead of all of the normal, and the update is connection issues for Dutch Verstappen as well. So hopefully we'll get him.
Oh, is that the update you got?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I just see Komakopa disqualified from? Oh no, never mind. That's just the stupid start. Okay, guys, we're gonna start the 50% racer. Right now, I'm on board with Natural. Here we go. It is 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Again, Rujov's start not quite as good as Shashir's trying to take the inside line into turn 1. He is alongside. Who is going to be ahead? It's going to be a big deal. Shashir can grab that place. They're still side by side through turn 2 and 3. Around the long turn 3, being pushed off. No, Natural here in 4th place, almost losing it. Around turn 3 is going to lose a couple of places as people sneak by, but the big story of the start, Shashir into 1st place and ahead of Rujov.
Yeah, pretty clean start, Dresden. I was pretty surprised they were really kind of scrambling around there into turn 1, but kept it clean. And yeah, Shashir able to capitalize and take the lead.
A big deal because it's hard to pass here, and Rujov's pace being bottled up for any amount of time is going to give Shashir and basically everybody following Rujov. Man, here we go. Action 6 is Hayden already up 8 places.
That's
on
unbelievable.
The inside of turn 10. I wasn't expecting that because I was riding on board with Natural's Ferrari, and suddenly there's an Alfa Romeo around the inside of turn 10 just rocketing by. Up 8 and into 5th place already is Hayden. Now Rujov really needs to get back past Shashir if he's going to put that pace to the test.
Yep, and we've got Sadman getting past Rhino for 9th place.
Okay, good starts. Good starts from, along the inside. Natural losing another place as the Mercedes of Abdul slips through into 6th place. So really good starts from, Hayden's start is ridiculously good. Natural seems to be having some trouble. Sadman trying the outside of turn 5. Just a lot of people challenging the Ferrari for position. Funky Hell having some trouble.
Oh, and here we go, Drez.
Back to spin.
Hayden on George Mazda guy, and he gets that pass done going into turn 10.
Again, on the inside of 10, Hayden getting just work done. Now he sets his sights on Coma Copa ahead. Hayden's pace is unreal. Up 9 now, and the podium positions just ahead of him is Coma and Rujov are fighting on the exit of 14.
Lots of action to get this thing going.
Yeah, a lot. Coma Copa and Rujov need to put their heads on a swivel now. They've got a real challenge on Action 3. Trying around the outside is Hayden, and look at that. Against softs as well. He's on hard tires against softs and around the outside of 3 and 4.
Yeah, that's just too easy for him.
Yeah. That's a silly pass, actually. Hayden is quick. Heading up to Rujov now. He's 1 second behind, and Rujov is the one slipping back from Shashir. I think maybe the defending from Coma distracting Rujov from the people he's actually racing, it looks like. I'm still on board. Action 3. We've got a yellow flag. It looks like another DNF from Tarzan, and also Marquez has had some issues. He is out of this race as well.
Ooh, Marquez, someone we saw with pace earlier. And Rujov.
We've got to go for it.
Rujov just losing it through turn 16. Oh, that's got to hurt, Drez.
So Hayden's charge for first place just got one easier. Rujov doesn't recover until 9th place. He's going to be coming back through the field. Man, maybe for the rest of the race to get back to a podium for Rujov, that's going to be tough. Shashir leads now, lap 4. He's 2.8 against Hayden's just surging Alfa Romeo. Coma Copa still holds 3rd place, but George Mazda guy is trying to take that away at the moment. Let's go Action 4.
Yep, it's not looking good for Coma Copa on those soft tires. I'm not sure if those tires just don't like this this surface, but the mediums and hards seem to be really coming in strong.
Yeah, those Softs only 4 laps hold. I'm looking up at the sky and wondering if some of those soft runners aren't anticipating some early rain.
Ooh, that's a good observation, Drez.
Yeah, I kind of hope there's a little bit of rain on this race. It's already pretty exciting. Hayden continues to set fastest lap after fastest lap as he charges up the field. He's looking very, very strong at the moment. The battle between Coma and Mazda guy is interesting as well. I'm actually for at the moment.
Yep, George Mazda guy just bouncing between mirrors of Coma Copa. Just keeps letting him know he's there. Oh, and we've got a safety car.
Sasquatch Mo on the start-finish straight. There is a Haas looking a little hobbled on that side and has caused a full safety car, lap 5. So what do we see here?
Yeah,
Man,
Funky.
would you pit if you were?
Funky Hell was leaving the scene of that accident slow, and he's missing a front wing. So I'm wondering if they got tangled up coming out of 16.
Yeah, that may have been the case. So, man, does anybody pit the soft runners?
Yeah, Coma Copa, sad man. I think got to come in and take advantage here.
Yeah, I mean, they've only got another 3 or 4 laps left, I would think. Maybe as many as 10.
Yeah, and this is a full safety car, so...
Oh, man.
you see that?
That's not
speeding under the safety car for Coma Copa.
Yep. And he'll have to serve that penalty after the full safety car, so his bid for a podium has probably just ended as well.
Yeah, barring any crazy circumstances that come later in this race, I would have to agree. That's a
Yes.
yeah, that's a pity for Coma Copa.
Yeah, it is. Both soft runners did dive into the pits. Coma is onto the hards, but I mean, let's check the penalty for Rhino.
Sadman has put on fresh softs.
So a 3-stop strategy there, or a 2-stop strategy there for Sadman. Or again, the sky
weather
continues to look pretty dark. Yeah, it's gotta be. I mean, it looks like rain to me. It's gotta be in the forecast.
Oh, you never know. That's that's what keeps us on the edge of our seat. You just never know.
Man, yeah. Yeah, you never know. I do know Shashir gonna have his hands full. We didn't see a qualifying pace from Hayden, and then all we saw was a disconnected driver in the sprint. But here in the 50%er, lap 6 has made his way all the way from the back of the field. You have to imagine Hayden has the pace just like he did over the field in Silverstone. I think Shashir gonna be gunning for second place today.
Yeah, I'm not sure anyone in this field can match the pace of Hayden. It's unbelievable, to be honest, and I think possibly faster than what we saw in NLC.
So we have 2 more pitters.
Oh,
One of them has wet tires on.
is it raining?
No, and it's not, and it's full wets for Coma. I don't think that's definitely not advisable at the moment. It's not the intermediate tire. I think that may have been a fat thumb on the tire selector.
Oh no! So he's got to drive through, and then he's also got at least another pit change to get off those wets.
Yeah. So Coma Copa's night definitely a little tragic at the moment. It's not a full DNF.
Ouch.
But it's going to be outside the points unless unless a wall of rain hits the track in the next 30 seconds.
I mean, maybe he knows
Which,
something we don't here.
yeah. I mean, it can happen in real life sometimes, but man, I've been watching these races for a while. I've never seen it go from dry to full wets inside of one lap.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, it's tough.
Safety car is coming in this lap. I don't see any umbrellas opening up in the stands, so
Yeah.
dries for now, slicks for now.
Yeah, still threatening rain. It does feel like it. I'm on board with Hayden. Yeah, you know what I'm expecting. But he is on the hard tires, so maybe he needs a couple of laps to get the heat window back where it needs to be. Shashier takes off. Hayden is right there on him. And Mazda guy really caught out 2 seconds behind. Oh, he's already passed. Something bad happening to Mazda on the restart. Passed by 2 people. Abdul, 3 people now as Rujoff suddenly from the back of the field and making a little contact with the Ferrari as he barrels his way through past 2 places on the restart. Rujoff into 4th place. Rujoff just coming for vengeance
Out of
at
nowhere.
the moment, all the way into 4th. Yeah, Natural now still fighting with Mazda guy. Oh, trying the dummy but not getting the switchback enough. Makes contact with the back of the Ferrari and Tragic Magic makes his way through. Mazda guy falls back another place there.
And Rujoff around the outside going through turns 7 and 8 to get around Abdul.
Man, through 7 and 8.
I've never seen a pass there
wish I had.
before.
That's a pass I wish I was paying attention to. I missed
Well, you'll
it.
see it on the rewatch.
Okay, good. I'm what?
Oh, did I hear Momo? Is Momo going to make an appearance?
Yeah. Just screaming at me. I'm on board with Hayden right now. Shashier covers the inside line, trying to break the toe, but he was. Oh no, he's almost got the send. Will he? No, he's still too deep. Shashier knows he doesn't have a car alongside him. We've got a full safety car. Something's happened.
Oh, Mazda guy.
So you're going to need to take it away. My TV is resetting. I cannot see my screen for the next 10 seconds.
All right, well, we're on board with Komakopa. He sees, it looks like Mazda guy has binned it there coming into the pit. I'm not sure if he was trying to pit or if he just got loose coming out of 15 and hit the pit wall. But yeah, Mazda guy is not going to finish this race. And that brings out right now just nope, this is going to be a full safety car. Full safety car.
Yeah, I saw that little yellow dot just before my TV tried to reset. This happens like it's once a day it resets, and sometimes it's during the race. So this is the cat, by the way, the one that's always screaming.
Oh, Momo.
Right? The one the chat keeps asking for, which is...
Well, give them what they want to see. Yeah, by all means.
Yeah, she's very pushy. So, man, 2 safety cars in a short amount of time. Shashier was able to hold off at least for a lap and a half. Hayden unable to find a way through there. And I'm seeing, oh, you know what I'm seeing right now. Can you see it yet?
I see some drip drops. And
Yeah,
Abdul has pitted, so is he going to try and take advantage and maybe jump some places? He had worked his way up to 3rd.
Man, so he's got to be in for intermediates.
No, softs.
Has to be, right?
He's put the softs on.
No.
He's jumped in a lap too early. Oh, no.
I don't know. I don't like that call. I mean, I've got rain droplets on my screen at the moment. So the rain's starting to come down, and maybe he was trying to get onto the intermediates. Where's Coma? Onto the hards, so off the wets. But
Oh,
that safety car actually helped him out a
if he'd have
lot.
just stayed on the wets, he might be all right.
So Coma's into the pits now, onto the intermediates.
Yep.
Yeah, but I imagine we're going to see the whole field just dive in here. So it's going to be a lot of action in pit lane. Who's needs to worry about double stacking? Maybe Bong It?
Yes. Yeah. Bong It and Daft Punk.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna get in each other's way. I imagine we're gonna see what happens. The rain continues to fall here in Barcelona.
Oof.
Lap 10.
This is going to add a whole new dimension to this race.
So big things that are going to change. First, DRS is going to be nullified, right? Which is a huge deal. It's already very difficult to pass. I think overall, Shashir benefits immensely as long as he has a good pit stop right here.
I would agree.
So if we're watching, because if Rujov or if anybody else can get it back out before Shashir does, we're waiting. Now it looks like they're going to rejoin in the order they came in. Rujov, impressive, making his way all the way back into third place already, and now he's complete parity with the two racers. We're going to get an honest in the wet comparison between Rujov, Shashir, Hayden. That's going to be interesting to find out. I think this immensely helps Shashir's chances, because kind of expecting Hayden to be able to figure out a way through, but now here in the wet, it's pretty much an equalizer, you know, especially in a track like this.
Yep, they do say rain is the great equalizer, and it's the truth. Yeah, we'll see guys who are maybe a little bit more comfortable with the back end, a little bit on edge, and yeah, so we'll see who has raw, unadulterated pace without DRS here in the rain.
Yeah. And man, setups here should already, I would think they'd be fairly wing heavy.
Yeah, they should be running a higher downforce setup here. So I don't think that will. This isn't like a spa type rain setup in your trash. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone should have pretty decent ability to have their car stick to the track, but it's going to be tough. So like turn 3 is the turn I'm thinking about now. A turn where normally you're not riding the edge of grip, but in the rain, suddenly you might find that you are riding the edge of grip around that whole turn. And talent around things like turn 3 and turn 14, Catalunya, gonna be a bit difficult to get right lap after lap.
Yep, turn 3 in the rain is tough. Turn 12 in the rain even more so. You're already slightly off camber exiting 11, and that wet track in going through turn 12 a little bit tighter. So you're demanding a little bit more from the tires in that scenario. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some guys go out and play in the gravel trap there as we get going.
So can Shashir take advantage? I mean, this gift from the gods
literally
has come. Yeah, has come to give Shashir a chance at really taking the victory here. Can he seize it? It's going to be fun to watch. I can imagine Hayden crowding him this entire race without being able to find a way through, and that would be a pretty exciting race to be a part of. So, man, Coma still down in 11th after a bit of tragedy, but these safety cars ultimately helping his chances a little bit. He's now out of place. Abdul's early pit now, because of the weird safety car situation, I think has actually hurt him a little bit. He's down in ninth after, I think, through no real fault of his own, just some early pitting.
Yeah, this is
And
going to be rough going
yeah,
forward for some of these guys. Copa still has a drive-through to go. Um, man,
man. Never mind, I forgot about that. Never mind. Forgot that there was no time for him to serve a drive-through
yeah,
penalty, so he still has to do
we've had
that. Huh?
back-to-back safety cars here, and we're back.
All right, safety.
Yep.
Safety car is in. Shashier is away and got the jump on Hayden. Looks like Hayden struggling to get the power down around the final turn. 1.2 behind. Scott Rujoff for company. Rujoff looking down the inside, but no, not sending it. Will follow through 1, 2, and 3. And man, already a little sideways for Hayden, just stretching towards the edge of the limits. And man, I'm watching Rujoff fight the Aston Martin around turn 3.
And big loser from that safety car was Abdul. He was running third, dove into the pits, and has exited out in seventh. So he'll be fighting to reclaim some of those positions as we move forward.
Yeah, let's go action 7. Abdul on the back of Sadman, as we've already got some spinning. Bong it has got himself turned around and is now down into 11th. Already the spins are coming. And man, the way I saw Rujoff fighting the car around 3, I think you're going to see a fair number of spins. The rain is really coming down.
Yeah, Rhino is on full wets, and I'm wondering if he's made the right decision there.
Yeah, if we need to switch over to the full wets anytime soon, Rhino's call may be the right one, but right now I'd imagine he's gonna just be slipping back. I'm still on board action 7 as we're coming through the final turn. Very tucked underneath is Abdul on Sadman, and got the inside lines. We head down to turn 3. He is going to be ahead into turn 1. And we go, and man, just closing the door around turn 1, forcing Sadman back. Abdul takes the place.
Yep, that's a textbook pass from Abdul.
Yeah, he was far enough ahead, I think, to be aggressive about closing that door, but man, he just made sure there was no chance for Sadman to come back alongside him and through turn 2 at all.
And just further up the track, we've got Tragic Magic trying to make a move on the Natural. They were side by side going through turn 4.
And Natural fighting him off, that's pretty neat. And Hayden still follows up at the front. Shashier doing what he needs to do. I'm gonna want to go check that out, but let's watch Magic on the inside of Natural here. See if he can get a pass done.
Yeah, and Tragic taking a little bit of what sometimes you'll hear is referred to as the karting line through some of these turns, trying to stay off where the rubber's been laid down and just running a little bit different line to the Natural.
Yeah, I see that. He's definitely attacking these turns from a different angle, but I think around the final chicane there, Natural getting the drop on him. So let's head up action 2 and find out what's going on between Shashier and Hayden. Hayden still follows as we head to turn 3. Yeah, Rhino's still falling away, and so if you're watching the track and you want to know when it's time to switch over to hards, you're looking for standing puddles on the track, and we still don't see any of that, though. You can see the water building up off the racing line, that's for sure.
Yep, you said hards. I know you meant wets. Just clarifying
That's
that for
correct.
the viewers at home. But yeah, if you want to get real technical, the intermediates are good anywhere between 1 and 4 millimeters of water. Anything above that's full wets, and we have a full safety car again.
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, you expect that. Who did we lose? It's George. No? Did we lose somebody? I don't see anybody on wets DNF Man, a lot of speeding under the safety car tonight. Another drive-through penalty being handed out. And I think that's going to tragic magic.
Yikes. Yep.
No, is that 2? Can you get 2 safety?
Well, let's take a look here.
There's only 1 on my screen. It says
Yeah,
just the drive.
just tragic
I don't think
magic.
you can get 2. Okay. Okay, so I saw the notification pop up again, like they had awarded him 2 drive.
There we go. Abdul missing a front wing, so that must have brought out the safety car, and he's pitting now.
Yeah, a couple of pit stops, Magic and Natural. I hope Magic's not trying to serve his drive-through at the moment. You cannot do that until safety car ends.
And he might not.
That's
He
why
might
it's
not
so
know that.
punishing. Yeah. Yeah, and so, and we'll watch if they're switching over to the full wets. Anybody? No, just fresh intermediates. Intermediates should go pretty far, you would think.
Rhino opting to stay on that full wet tire strategy going forward.
May just be trading the pace for the safety. You know what I mean? The comfortable sticking to the track.
Very well could be.
Yeah. So intermediates, they have less grooves than the full wet. They displace less water, but they are much faster. As you put more grooves in the tire, you get less tire surface actually touching the ground, and that means your car is much slower. So the full wets are a much slower tire than the green-walled intermediate tires. And so Rhino is trading pace probably for the ability to stick to the track the way he wants to.
Do you remember the statistic on how much water those tires displaced, Dresden? I'm trying to think.
I can't call the numbers up to the top of my head, but it must be gallons a second, I would think. When they're like barreling down the straights, it must be something silly. Maybe not gallons per second. No, I think some gallons per
30
second.
liters of water per second at 300 kph. Wait, what did I say? Yeah,
wild.
30 liters of water per second. I can't do that. I don't know what that is to gallons.
It's some number of gallons. I want to say it's 4 gallons in a liter, but I could be, or 4 liters in a gallon. I could be wrong, or something close to that. Oh, I'm so glad you've got Google.
Yeah, almost 4 liters to a gallon.
Almost 4. So, man,
6 gallons?
Quite a number.
6
Yeah,
gallons
6
a
gallons
second at speed.
That's amazing. I mean, just imagine trying to pour out 6 gallons in a second. It's difficult to do. That's a lot of water, and you see it in the races. Those huge plumes behind these cars that you just can't even see through after 5 feet.
Yeah, and they've talked about possibly doing some sort of flaps or something over the wheel arches or something to kind of control that spray, but I'm not sure where that project's come along either. But yeah, that's it can create almost worse conditions with the plumes of water that are thrown up behind these cars.
Yeah, you know, something I kind of wish they'd simulate, to be honest. I mean, it's a huge advantage, and they only like give it a cursory, little puff of smoke looking like behind in the simulation here, which I get. Everybody wants to race, but okay. Anyways, it is safety car in, and we are gonna get started. Away goes Shashir, and Hayden once again not caught out, but it's Rujov very tucked underneath. He's 0.2 behind and quick down the straight. It looks like Rujov threatening a sin, but will follow through turn 1 and 2. Down the straight, Bong it again, having some trouble. As through is an AlphaTauri, it's Daft Punk into 7th. Ponga losing a couple of places, and Rhino's full wets seem to be paying off at the moment. He's into 6th place.
Yep, Abdul taking a bit of a shunt there in turn 1 as well. He's all the way back and 9 seconds off 11th place.
Okay, I'm heading back up. Action 2. I really want to catch the fight here between Hayden and Shashir. It's very intriguing to me what's going to happen between these two in the wet. A very nice exit out of 9. Very quick is the Alfa Romeo, thinking about ascended to 10, but thinking the better of it.
Ooh, Hayden is putting on the pressure now. We didn't see this in the last stint before the safety car, but very apparent now. He has turned up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, he definitely has, and this is where you want to be if you're going to get a pass done, but can he get the power down? Through 14, Shashir seems to be getting the traction down better.
Yep.
Shashir off and away.
Both drivers using their battery to its fullest extent down that straightaway to attack and defend.
Yeah, that's good to see. Shashir knows if he loses this place, he's not going to be able to bottle up Hayden. I think that's very clear, but at the moment there's such a strategic or a tactical advantage having the lead in the wet at Barcelona. It's just going to be really hard for Hayden to find a way through. Very intriguing matchup now. That back in 6th, so Coma has, he doesn't have the drive-through penalty anymore and is into 6th place. So Coma, the tragedy that we had earlier mitigated a little bit as he's fighting the natural right inside the points at 6th place. And let's go action 10. There it is, Abdul getting the pass done on the inside of 9 in the wet.
On the inside of 9. Wow, that's...
Yeah, ballsy. That's just pure guts.
Yeah, you got to know yourself, and you got to be completely sure of what you're doing to make that pass.
So, man, props to Rhino as well. And, I think, again, it's the full wets showing themselves. That's probably why that pass able to happen the way it was. Rhino got his eyes on his mirrors and making sure that the faster guy had the space he needed. But even still, inside of 9 is, it's a tough place to get it past on, let's say.
Yep, and track is still wet, but I think I can see that the rain has stopped falling. So we may get a switch back to dry conditions here in the next 5 laps or so, Dresden.
I've seen it's been so varied, right? Like some tracks they drive very, very quickly, and some they just seem to stay wet for a long time. But another switch would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I can almost start to see a little bit of a dry line starting to form as they come. If we're on board right now with the natural, you can almost see that racing line starting to dry out a little bit.
I'm up watching Hayden around 14. Now sometimes I can't tell if it's the back end letting go or the connection to the racing kind of giving me some jitters, but as we head, it feels like Shashir has just got the better exit out of Catalunya.
Ooh, twitching from the back of that Alfa Romeo as they come through turn 3. I think you're right, Drez. I don't think it's connection issues. I think we're starting to see Hayden pushing that little more to see where the car's boundary is.
Yeah, eager to get through Shashir, and maybe Shashir just running significantly more wing and is in really good position here in the wet. 21 of 33 are in the books. We only have, man, 12 laps remaining. It is still wet conditions, and you're right. There is no more rain falling from the sky. How fast can this track dry?
I don't know. It'll be interesting. And do they go slicks, or do they stick and go with the slicker mediate? Because we know that tire will wear down to a slick as the track dries out.
Yeah, it is a big, you said 23 seconds here in Barcelona? Is that what you said?
Well, without the pit stop. So with the pit stop, you're probably looking at 25, 26.
25, 26. Man, here's Shashier defending the inside line. Hayden very close. He's trying the outside of turn one. Just a bit jittery. Tough for me to see exactly what's happening, but he does follow through turn three.
Yep.
Hayden just trying everything. Wasn't even trying for the inside of one. Tried the outside there. With a little bit of a switchback, but Shashier just calmly putting his car where it needs to be to defend.
Shashier doing a great job,
Hayden,
just putting that car right in the middle of the track so that Hayden can't make a move one way or the other.
Yeah, I almost feel like I'm watching a Monaco race between a much faster driver just getting frustrated, trying to figure out how can I get past this guy. Hayden is clearly quicker, but Shashier's fast enough and clean enough and smart enough to put his car where it needs to be to hold Hayden away. A very intriguing fight.
So we've got Wolfsburg Tuner in the chat. I remember him from last week. Rated our stream with a party of 6. So Wolfsburg, we appreciate you coming in and dragging your guys with you.
Welcome. Oh, into the pits. Hayden is into the pits.
Are we looking at a switchover here?
Gotta be. God, why else would you pit? It's gotta be a switchover. I'm watching for his pit crew now.
Abdul's already on
Softs
mediums.
Are lined up. Wow. So we are getting a full changeover, and Shashier electing to stay out. So now this is enormous. Did Hayden jump in early?
We'll see. We're gonna stay on board with him and see what his sector times look like.
Yeah, smart. And the track looks very dry all of a sudden, for sure. We've got Daft Punk penalized speeding in the pit lane, so a lot of changeover happening, and suddenly the track looks nearly dry.
That was fast. I did not expect it to dry that quickly.
Yeah, I was still in the middle of talking about how fast will it dry, and it's already done dry. It doesn't even look wet anymore. Very fast dry. So Shashier, man, that's unfortunate, because if the switchover is right for Hayden, let's find Sector 2 time coming up. There, but it counts the pit time. Should have caught Sector 1 so I could see if he had made up any time.
Yeah, he's made up about 4 seconds, but he's getting slowed down by traffic right now as well.
That's true. Helping Shashier out is funky hell. Oh man, a little sideways. Hayden having to catch the car, and is that enough to give Shashier what he needs onto the hards? And coming out of the pits now, there's the Alfa Romeo coming down the straight, looking like he's gonna pip Shashier just on the exit. So turns out Hayden did pit at the right time. Shashier waiting one lap too long, gives up first place. Oh man, and the hards, I think mediums would have gone to the end there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the choice to go on to the hards. Now, what's interesting here, Rujoff is 21 seconds ahead and is still out on those intermediates.
Very interesting. Will he go?
Is he going for it?
How much is? What is that penalty?
3 seconds. 3 seconds. Yeah.
So he's got a 17 seconds. Let's just pay attention. No, into the pits. There
Okay.
it is. But man, think about it for a second. He would have needed. There is
8 laps.
8 laps.
Yeah, he'd have needed at
He
least
would have
2.5
needed
seconds a lap.
Yeah. 2.5 seconds a lap. I would have liked to see him try,
It's plausible.
but plausible. It is plausible. It's right there on the edge of plausible. And man, do you think he would have? Do you think he might lose?
Oh, and he's out in front of Shashir.
That must have been a lightning quick pit stop. Rujoff making up a place through the wet changeover, and not just in front. He's 2.8 seconds. He does have a 3-second penalty to contend
So if he can
with,
extend a little bit and minimize the damage from that penalty, he could be looking at the second step of the podium tonight.
Oh man, I kind of wish he had stayed out. I'm so interested in the question now. You know, could he have made those intermediates stick to the end? So it's lap 25. Let's do state of the race. Hayden leads after recovering from the back of the field. He is incredibly fast. Rujoff takes over second place. Would it be a well-deserved and hard-earned first place if it weren't for the new addition? Shashir is coming into third. They've all got a hefty lead over the rest of the field, headed up by Funky Hell in fourth place, who's got Komakopa behind in fifth. The Natural in sixth place. The field spread is fairly large, and the only one still on wet tires, Daft Punk, is looks to be troubling Sad Man. He's oh no, Sad is an AI.
Yep, ghosted
So
significantly. Drez Rujoff is making up time hand over fist on Hayden. He's already brought down the lead more than half a second in the last lap.
Wow, that is very interesting. I'm checking the wings. Does not appear to be any damage on Hayden's car, so we will watch to see, can Rujoff make the on-track battle for first place? An interesting one. Lap 26 of 33. We are in the closing stages of what has been an interesting 50%er here in Barcelona. The rain changeover. Giving us quite a lot to analyze and be excited about, I thought.
Yeah, it's added a whole nother dimension to this race and really kind of spiced things up. So, yeah, the weather playing a cool factor in tonight's race.
Yeah. Rujoff 1.8 behind a very fast Alfa Romeo. We're looking to see if that time can come down. And the rest of the track fairly spread out. Let's go back action 11 maybe. We can catch Abdul and Bonget battling over the final points paying position tonight. The Mercedes looking quick.
Yeah, this should be an easy pass. Those 2-lap-old softs on 12-lap-old mediums, I would expect. Down this straightaway into turn 1, he gets the job done. Oh,
yeah. He's very tucked through 10 and just running around the outside. No, trying to switch onto the inside at 12. He's going to get the pass done into the final chicane. There goes Abdul.
A non-standard
Just
pass,
able
but
to
got the job done there.
Yeah, just getting the traction down around those around in the sector, the beginning of sector 3. Rujoff looks like he's falling back again.
Yeah.
So as Hayden sets a fastest lap here, lap 28. So yeah, so some trouble, maybe some squirreliness during a lap from Hayden, but the pace back on display as he takes fastest lap and builds a gap back to Rujoff now. Yeah, Shashir's hard tire call feels, maybe he's just more comfortable on the hard tires. That can be the case, but man, a lot of pace being sacrificed
Yeah, I
there.
would have thought at a minimum it was mediums to go on from there, and that could be
Yeah.
a just a strategic learning point, and that's what this pro tier is for.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm looking at Hayden's. The softs will go to the. I mean, I know they'll go to the end, but will they strongly go to the end? Maybe Rujov's only has 2 lap younger softs. But, okay, I'm just looking for something to be excited about. I think.
Oh, we've got Sad Man. Oh no, he's an AI. Never mind.
Oh yeah, is Abdul? No, Abdul's 10 seconds behind there. Yeah, Sad Man. Yeah, AI. Unfortunate. So we've got a bit of some accordion here. Not much to look at the moment. Let's go up and give Hayden some due. Action 1. He's I think he may be too quick for pro tier. That's my
yes and no.
guesstimation so
I don't think
far.
he's had the explosive pace tonight like he did last week in Silverstone. This has been a more, I would say, a more equal battle.
Yeah. Well, certainly in the wet in Barcelona, but I wonder, like, where are we next week? Remind me one more time.
Oh gosh, I had it. Brazil.
It's Abu Dhabi, Brazil. Yes. Okay. So in Brazil, if you bottle Hayden up in Brazil the way he bottled him up in Spain, then I'll say I'll lean more towards not so much, but Brazil, a place where passes are going to be happening like wildfire. Lap 30 of 33, Hayden leads. He looks comfortable in first. Rujov has a second place sewn up. Shashir looks comfortable in third. Funky Hell, 30 seconds back from the top 3 runners, has got a Copa not too far behind. Maybe we'll see some battling there. But a fair amount. Oh, a new DNF and a full safety car with 3 laps to go.
Yep. Yeah, I was just getting ready to mention that full safety car. Rhino out on the straightaway. Yeah.
Quite a number of safety cars tonight, must be said.
Yes. And Abdul disqualified
for parking somewhere dangerously. That's strange. Yeah, very strange. So yeah, one or two too many safety cars, and this one at the end just very unsatisfying.
Yeah, a little silly, but all finishers tonight will receive points.
Hayden is in the pits.
That's interesting. He's gonna give up that the lead to Rujov. No, Rujov's in.
Into the pits too.
Shashir will take the lead. Oh, this is interesting.
How is it not just the? I'm struggling to understand it.
So Hayden, assuming we're going to get going with 1 lap to go, maybe.
He must, but you would think his tires must have been really hurting. They must have been hurting more than we suspect, because Rujov was on the softs too. He is into the pits. Has Shashir made a genius call that we just didn't really understand very well?
I don't know.
because if Shashir wins this race, then he absolutely will have made the right call. But man, he's gonna struggle. Hayden is on softs. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
But Rujov is carrying a 3-second penalty. So Rujov has to get a pass done
So
and
Coma
build a
Copa,
gap.
after all of that, could still end up on the podium. Could you? I mean, we said from the beginning that something crazy would have to happen, and look where we are now.
It's been a wild one. Been a wild one. Rain and then dry, so we went through 2 weather changes. The safety car is immediately in
Two-
because it has to be immediately
2
in.
racing
The
laps.
only ones able to. Yeah, it always gives you 2 racing laps, and so the field can't close up. And I think Hayden absolutely made the right choice then. Able to close back down, because I was worried that they wouldn't be able to actually get back in touch with Shashir before the restart, because I knew he was just going to come right back in. But ultimately, not a problem there, and already just hounding Shashir Action 2 down the straight. Can he get it done? No, he's going to follow, and maybe forced to follow the entire lap. This is going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, no DRS
think
to aid him in that pass.
Yeah, there won't be any DRS at all, but he does have a huge tire advantage.
Yeah, huge is
So-
putting it lightly.
Yeah, he's trying around the outside here of 3, and man, now traction down into 5. So that was 4. He's just crawling all over the McLaren. He'll get.
Well, he's
through.
got to be careful because he's getting bottled up, and Rujoff is ready to pounce right behind him.
Yeah, if Rujoff can get through and force Hayden to make 2 passes, that's Shashir's. Shashir wants that to happen for sure. Around the outside of 10, here we go. Is he gonna get the traction down? He does. Oh no, he's a bit sideways. What happened there?
Oh, I don't know if Shashir gave him a heaping helping there, or if that was all on Hayden.
Man, he must have been pushing the car to the edge, because trying to pass around the outside of 10 means you've got to be pushing the car to its limit.
Okay, so
it didn't.
Rujoff has got some work to do this lap. He needs almost 2 seconds to win this race.
And Shashir has got it. Shashir can walk away with a race victory here. 1.5. He's got to hold on, and Hayden, 3 seconds to make up to Shashir. I don't think it's going to happen. So Hayden will settle for 3rd. Can Shashir hold on to 1st place? He's now 1.7 behind, as we're nearly halfway through the final lap. Rujoff must get to 3 full seconds. He's now 2.1. 2.2 as we're coming into sector 3. He's got his foot pegged to the floor, trying to get that Aston Martin to take over the lead. 2.3 now. 2.4 as we come through turns 10 and 11. He's got 2.5. It's very, very close.
This is where he's going to make his time.
Through 2.8 now as we come through the final turn. It's 2.9, 2.98, 3 full seconds. No, across the line, Shashir gets him as he gets the better exit through Catalunya. 0.97. No, and Rujoff falls back behind. Hayden was able to slip into that 3-second window too.
I was thinking it had to be in the thousands, as close as that was.
Yeah. Oh, he must have picked up an extra 3 seconds. That's what. Because look, it is a couple of thousandths for a 3 second, right? But for 6 seconds, no. He picked up another penalty. Did Rujoff?
Oh, the chat is blowing up right now, Dresden. That incident between Shashir and Hayden, and that strategy from Shashir not to pit. Oh my gosh, what an ending!
Wild finish. That's why so there's been so many times where I'm watching a race, like I recently went back to the 1970s and just watched everything again, and so many times you're just sitting through something and you're like, oh man, I can't wait for this one to be done. Only to find out that the last 10 laps are just an amazing, for whatever reason, an amazing affair that you would have missed out on. And tonight, man, Barcelona, a thrill ride, to be honest. A lot of unexpected events, and Shashir coming away with a very cool victory tonight. Congratulations. Let's go, McLaren.
Yep, we'll have to keep an eye on the Discord and see if this win sticks. But yeah, absolutely. Hats off to the whole podium, to be honest.
Yeah, cool race. And so the big question, Hayden's spin around the outside of 10 on lap 32. Is that Hayden induced, or was there some contact between the Alfa Romeo and the McLaren? I think that's the biggest question I have.
Yeah, the
Copa,
biggest thing we'll have to take a look at there is looking at revs and what happened prior to contact.
Yeah. And Shashir managing to take the lion's share of points between the sprint and the race. It's almost 9 points ahead of Rujov. Shashir is going to be moving up the field after the points total, assuming that what we see in front of us will stand after the stewards have a look at the race tonight. Barcelona was a thrill ride here in Pro Tier. What a fun race.
Oh, man, I had fun. It was looking a little dreary, and not just talking about the weather forecast for a while, but yeah, excitement shone through as the clouds broke.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, right there. There was some doldrums, right there in maybe the middle 10 laps as everyone kind of spread out. But some last lap shenanigans really reviving this race into something fun to watch. Whew. So Brazil, I'm looking forward to that for Pro Tier next week. Should be a fun one.
Brazil is one of my favorite tracks to drive. It's definitely a driver track, I would say. The sector 2 is and it's another one of those tracks where you go it's fine tuning the setup for wing versus downforce versus drag, right? So it'll be interesting to see how some of these guys who are more setup heavy do in Brazil, and I'm looking forward to it. Should be a good race.
Yeah, the back and forth fights between the pass getting done around turn 1 only to be handed back around turn 4. Brazil, one of my favorite tracks to watch. So be sure to tune in next week for Pro Tier Monday night, and join us Wednesday as well as we revisit Elite Tier's next race. It's been a really fun one tonight, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. I've had a great time, as always, with you, Drez.
Oh, I've lost you. I hope you're still there.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, look, I'm going to close us out if we're still live. I don't know. Are you there, Trackside?
I'm here.
Okay. I didn't want to do your sign off. You've got to close us out.
Well, just like this race, it's been a crazy ending here. But for everyone here at CCRL, I'm Trackside. Been joined by Dresden tonight, and we want to invite you guys to come join us Wednesday night, 10 o'clock for our Elite Tier. It should be a great race. We look forward to joining you and continue living life to the checkered flag. We'll see you guys Wednesday night.
Night, everybody.
Do you want to know what it's like? How it feels behind the wheel. On the most exclusive asphalt in the world. 1,000 horsepower at your command. Speed like you've never known. Millimeters between fame and failure. fussed and forgotten. Take your seat.